In less than an hour, the Major League Baseball All-Stars will be rounding the bases at Target Field. A lot of talent on that field tonight. A lot of money on that field tonight.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, if we're just talking this year's salary, it's already hundreds of millions. If you're talking total contracts for these guys, billions of dollars. Take a look at the salaries of the players in tonight's game. Your highest paid, Zach Greinke from the Los Angeles Dodgers, making $26 million this year. That's solid. And he's in the second year of a 6-year, $147 million deal. Highest paid American League player, Seattle Mariners second baseman Robinson Cano. He's only making $24 million this year. Barely worth it. He's in the first year, though, of a 10-year, $240 million deal. Another Mariner, pitcher Felix Hernandez, your starter for the American League, going to make just about $22.8 million this season. Then we see Miguel Cabrera. We all know about the contract he's signed. He's only making $22 million this year, though. And then Masahiro Tanaka from the New York Yankees also making $22 million. But, you know, it's not all millions on the spectrum here. You go down to the other end of it. Josh Donaldson of the Oakland Athletics making league minimum, which still isn't too bad, $500K. Rockies outfielder Charlie Blackmon making $501,000. Pitcher Delane Betances making $502,000, and A's relief pitcher Sean Doolittle making $505,000. Same for A's catcher Derek Norris. And they're notorious for getting the most bang for their buck. I mean, they got the best record in the bigs right now in the A's. We've seen the Moneyball movie. We've read the book. Yeah. They don't have to spend a lot to get the best talent they can.
Yeah, and even though, I mean, it sounds like a lot of money, of course, they still need some financial advice.
Yeah, sure.
Christian is sitting down now with an expert to talk about what they need to look out for.
Right, Michelle, and now we're joined by our financial expert, Jamie Westenbarger from Forest Hills Financial. These players, a lot of them make a substantial amount of money. What kind of advice would you give somebody like, you know, Cabrera, who's scheduled to make $300 million? That's a lot.
It's crazy money, right?
Yeah. I'm sure your commission would be great too, but you know.
Well, mostly fee-based, Christian.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, the thing with a guy like Cabrera, it's really similar to, you know, you look at someone that wins the lottery or something, and the thing we always talk to people about when it's any large amount of money is if you think you can't spend it, you probably can. So one of the first things a guy like Miguel Cabrera probably did, hopefully did, is really go out and get solid financial advice on how to make sure that that money, you know, is around for a long time. I mean, there's story after story of whether it's a sport athlete or, you know, a musician or something who just has blown hundreds of millions of dollars. The interesting thing is as you get more and more money, you have a lot different issues than people like you and I have, whether it's estate planning or, you know, various different tax situations, because that's the kind of money that isn't just life-changing for the individual, but literally changes the trajectory of their entire family.
Right. But we've seen some of our guys go down to Florida and see at camp when Verlander pulls up in the first day, you know, a Aventador Lamborghini, $400,000. The next day he pulls up in a Ferrari 599. Another $400,000. Some guys are spending a lot of money.
Well, interestingly, I think that's something that is of a concern, though, too, because you have guys on the team that maybe aren't making quite the money that like a Scherzer or Verlander or Cabrera are, but still really good money. I mean, let's face it, if a guy's making, you know, even $1 million a year, that's a really significant salary. But there can be the trap where $1 million is still a real significant amount of money. So now maybe he looks at, oh, I can afford a Lamborghini, I can afford a Ferrari, I've got $1 million bucks, but you know, that $1 million, 35% for taxes off the top, state taxes on top of that. Your agent takes a cut, your attorney takes a cut.
And that's what they really got to think about.
Financial advisor's getting paid, and all of a sudden the guy's like, wait a minute, I have 60 grand. How did that happen? You know, so definitely large amounts of money, problems that we would all love to have, but still very significant issues that if not dealt with properly, you know, unfortunately you can end up with nothing, which we've seen too many times.
And if these guys call, we'll give them your phone.
Yeah, just tell them give me a call when you go down to the All-Star game. Just tell them give me a holler.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks.
All right. Problems we'd all like to have.
Just don't buy that 7th Lambo and you're good.
Yeah, that's good. All right, well, nothing quite like the food out at the ballpark.
Oh, absolutely not. But you can make food just as good in the comfort of your own backyard. Tommy Brand stopping by to show us some of his favorites on the grill.
You're watching Fox 17's Night with the Stars. 15 real people.
Pediatric ICU nurse.
Contractor. 15 different backgrounds.
I grew up as a Muslim. I believe Jesus died for my sins.
How to